My name is Bob Fisher. I'm 45 years old. The reason I initially came to Derek was I'd gone, it was like about 4 or 5 years ago to my doctor for an annual physical, which I hadn't had in years. And he basically told me that I had high blood pressure, high blood sugar, I was overweight and extremely obese, and that if I kept going the way I did, in about 5 years that I would be dead. I initially saw Derek on television, and it intrigued me what I thought he could offer me. So I stopped in and saw him. He sat me down and gave me a plan to start gaining muscle. Before I came to Derek, everything seemed to be a hassle. It was very hard, loss of breath. I had been in the Marine Corps back, in between 18 and 22 years old, and some of the best shape that I've ever been in my life. And here I am at 356 pounds, 20 years later, and I couldn't walk upstairs at work. I am a heavy equipment operator. Getting in and out of the machine was a chore. I used to ski a lot. 356-pound people don't ski. One of the things I like to do was golf, and I found that it was very hard to basically swing around myself.
Now, Bob was an extreme beginner. In doing so, we started very slowly. But Bob had that fighting spirit and quickly improved his time, increasing it dramatically at least 5 minutes a day until his workouts were up to about 45 minutes at one time. Soon, Bob was able to add more complex movements, things that really burn a ton of calories at one time, like the squats, deadlifts, and lunges. Bob also increased his cardiovascular time, starting on the elliptical climber, which is easier on his joints. His knees and back were a concern, but soon increased that time to 20 to 30 minutes, and then eventually even doing intervals, going super fast for 1 minute, followed by going super slow for a minute. Once you're a little bit more advanced, that's a great way to burn more calories 24 hours a day. Now for Bob, here are his results. Initially, his weight was 356 pounds, body fat 44%. Bob dropped down to 218 pounds, dropping over 140 pounds on the scale. Body fat went from 44% down to 14%. Cutting his fat by over 70%. Off of medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar.
I feel great. My wife and I, are planning our retirement now, and it's not just 60 or 70 years old. I plan on living a hell of a lot longer than that, as long as I can. And with Derek's help, I'm going to make that goal. I was on a high blood pressure medication. I was on a cholesterol medication. After a year of working out and losing weight, I was taken off both of them. There was absolutely no need. My blood pressure was down to 115 over 70. My resting glucose was 91. My wife never really, pleaded with me other than getting that initial physical, because I think she thought that it would push me over the edge. She's always been very supportive. But since I have lost the weight and kept the weight off is the more important thing. We enjoy doing things together. We enjoy playing golf together. Just riding bikes up and down the bike path. To see pictures of myself 5 years ago, and to look in the mirror now, I sometimes I still see that fatter guy, but I realize that that's not really true. But it's a great feeling.